What's up, fight fans? I'm J.COTTO. Welcome to J.COTTO's Fight Page. And today, I'm going to bring you the fabled and the unnecessary comparison that most of these guys make with Sugar Ray Leonard and the prize fighter from Vegas, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Sugar Ray Leonard, gold medalist, champion of several straps and 5 divisions, former emeritus status holder, and used it to fight Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and won. The era Sugar Ray Leonard fought in is very legendary and is part foundation of boxing. Not only was his era legendary and full of legends, it was very competitive. Fighters fought each other for bragging rights, proper etiquette, as well as titles. You ask, what about money? Well, money, number one, the time only came to those who held the money would only come to those who held straps and fought, and promoters of then made fights good and great fights. So yes, they did hurt boxers financially, raping them financially, but the sport was at top notch. Fighters Ray Leonard's fought like Roberto Duran twice, Benitez, Tommy Hearns twice, Lalonde in the middleweight division and took his 2 straps. And the mediocre fighters he fought coming up in the ranks were harder warriors than today's. Today they're called cab drivers, bums, by casuals or haters of the old school era. Now, Ray Leonard was being compared to the prize fighter from Vegas. Now, before I get into this, understand that both fighters are retired and are legends and are great. So the comparison is relevant. Some fans who say you don't know shit about the sport of boxing will say that Mr. Vegas is better than Sugar Ray Leonard and has had harder opposition. Most are also comparing resumes as if no, well, some are actually comparing resumes. But if you do your homework correctly, instead of looking at undefeated or the topic of undefeated, you will see that Ray Leonard's first 20 fights were harder than Mr. Vegas's. Compare their opponents, because if we go by resume, your way, the wins, losses, and KOs make the fighters. But you guys always forget to match up the opposition. For example, would Ray Leonard have fared off against Guerrero, De La Hoya, Castillo? Would Floyd have gone through Benitez, Duran, Hearns, like he has with today's fighters? Then we have the brittle hands theory on Mayweather. Support is needed for Floyd in his hands, and he would want advantages. In Leonard's era, no such thing. Convenience is the key for Mr. Vegas, meaning advantage. The Pryor Leonard theory. Leonard turned down Pryor, as Pryor was known to be on cocaine and the rumors of steroids were in his water bottle, thanks to Panama. Leonard was a responsible champion, and Pryor, and this is well known by hardcore boxing fans, that Pryor wanted to retire for health reasons, and this is why he wanted to fight Ray Leonard. Now, let's just say Ray Leonard would have fought Pryor and would have beaten him. The health issue would have came out, would have been a problem. Floyd never honored the rematch clause with De La Hoya and retired. He also didn't fight great warriors that were supposed to go on his resume at that time, like Costa Zoo, Vernon Forrest, a young Mosley, Sugar Shane Mosley, Margarito, Winky Wright. I mean, his strategy was preserved. Most argue that Floyd would have never ducked no one. And call-outs made by him are in most Heyman fighters today. First it's the call-out, then the fight gets made, then complications, then the fight's off. His was call out and never speak on it again. It was always, you have to speak to my advisor. Leonard was part of an elite era that was powerful, which was the Fabulous Four, consisting of Sugar Ray Leonard himself, Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone, the Hitman, Tommy Hearns, and the middleweight threat, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Leonard defeated 3 of the 4, lost to 1 by decision, Roberto Duran, and now he also lost to Terry Norris and Macho Camacho. That does not make him washed up. These champions that would lose, that L meant lesson. This day and age, a loss means you're a bum and you're worthless, etc. The term, you don't know shit about boxing, goes well with that statement made by these uneducated fans. Leonard had retired a couple of times, but always fought the top contenders and always remained humble. It took Leonard 5 years to fight Hagler. Now fanboys and casuals pay attention. Leonard had a retina detached and retired to heal after surgery. He then used his emeritus status to fight Hagler. Remember now, Leonard 4 years prior had surgery. The prize fighter from Vegas took 5.5 years to fight Manny Pacquiao. No serious reason, just money, management, drug test accusations, and antics. Do you guys see the difference? Ray Leonard fought hard in his day, and also remember that the first one to break the May Vinci Code was Ray Leonard when he put a dent in Vegas Senior's afro. Hardcore fans aren't biased to the prize fighter from Vegas. They just see the difference in levels of competitiveness. Mayweather is a great, one of the greats. But to not respect the greats and claim you're better, and to have never faced the type of opposition the greats have faced, is pure blasphemy. Both men had durability, but only one was really tested. Leonard. Both had speed, but one used it constantly in harder opposition that matched them in combat with the same attribute. That would be Leonard. Only one made more money than any fighter will ever make. That would be Mayweather. One was a defensive savant in a light era. That would be Mayweather. One won gold representing his country. That would be Leonard. One had power at all his weight classes. That would be Sugar Ray Leonard. Leonard only won in 5 different weight classes, but because of different sanctioning bodies, this may need interpretation on what he won. Now, it was the WBC welterweight championship twice, the WBA light middleweight, the WBA welterweight, the WBC middleweight, the WBC light heavy, and the WBC super middleweight. His record stood at 36-3 with 25 KOs and 1 draw. Now, he was 10-2 and 1 and 8 KOs in world title fights. He was 7-3 and 1 and 5 KOs against former world champions. Now, remember what I said. Match the oppositions. You had Benitez, Khalil, Hearns, Hagler, Lalonde, Duran, Norris, Camacho. Now, for those who are Mayweather fans and come across this video, I am not cooning. I am not a racist. for I support black fighters. You have to get that out of your system because that has nothing to do with anything. This is an opinion. This is the way that I see it. This is the way it has been interpreted to me on both careers. This is what I've recorded. Now, I am not blind, nor am I dumb, nor deaf. I see what I see, and I call it how it is. And people that follow me do the same thing. So, if we're in a room and you're the only one that says that this is wrong, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people saying that this is right, then you have a problem. You're not crazy. You just have a problem. Thank you for joining my fight page. My name is J.COTTO. God bless. Stay vigilant.